So this is that little curbside discount RCA little mini stereo that I picked up off my neighbor's driveway the other day. She threw it out. And I did the video on it about getting the CD player back working and all that. And I've been listening to it for a week or two, and it still has a CD problem. It's not, I mean, at least it plays now, but it's really sensitive to bass. They didn't put any sort of anti-skip tech into this drive, and like I say, it has terrible pads under the feet here. So, but what I want to look at addressing tonight is I want to do something about the antenna. So this is the tuner module out of this thing, and it just screws into the back here, and the wire you see here is the antenna for the FM. The AM used a bar antenna, which I guess she never got out of the box probably. Doesn't matter, in my area there's one AM radio station that you can pick up during the day, and at nighttime you can pick up, I think it's what's the big power station out in New Orleans. You can pick it up, and that's it. So what I want to do, that's where the antenna solders in right there. What I want to do is I want to remove this wire antenna completely, because it's a piece of crap. It doesn't pick up anything. And what I would like to do is take this big aerial I've got here, this big telescoping aerial, and what I would like to do is mount it right here or somewhere in here. I can't mount it all the way down in there because I don't have enough. It's got that flat edge, so flush mounting it would be just about impossible without some correct washers. But I want to mount it. I'm going to loosen it up a little bit so it doesn't break the plastic out of here, and I'll take and put a washer here and a washer underneath, and then that's the little screw that held it into the sacrificial rabbit ears here, which these don't work here. Matter of fact, these don't work for any digital TV anymore unless you live like right next to the freaking tower. So I'm gonna try that and see if it works. This thing has piss poor FM reception. It drifts, and it's just not very good. And it's probably mostly due to this stupid single chip solution tuner they put here, AM FM tuner. I mean, it even tells you right there that it's the tuner board. So, even has the label on it to tell you which way to run it through the wave solder system that they use to wave solder all the parts on with. So, I was thinking about putting it through where the wire antenna comes out, but this is going to be in the way, so I think I'm better off mounting it above. May mount it right about here, something like that, and then I'll probably take this pigtail off of here, take that pigtail off and solder it onto the tuner board, and then you put your screw through here into the bottom of the antenna, and that ought to work. So I need to get my drill out and mark a hole and drill a hole. Alright, we got our little gauge out here with the drill bits, and we put that screw in there that goes to the bottom of the antenna that I want to use. It's an 1/8 inch. So we'll get our 1/8 inch dull ass bit out here. And we got our hole marked right here, and we'll drill the hole and mount this antenna, and then I'll get my soldering iron out and desolder that, and desolder the wire off of here. Sorry for the bad camera angles. Trying to get used to this new little HD camera. Still need a good tripod, that's what I need. But yeah, we'll desolder that and then see what we can do from there. Alright, if you got headphones on, beware. Alright, I got a little hole. Now, let's see if our little screw will test fit like a glove. Luckily, all the plastic shavings come out on the bit, so we don't have anything going on there. So let's do a quick test fit. It's going to be just about impossible to show you what's going on under here, but basically what we're going to do, antenna here, another washer under here, and then run the screw up in there. So what I'll do is put my washer in like that. What that'll do is keep the antenna from falling back down. You don't even really have to have that washer, but it's good to put it there. It takes a little bit, it spreads the load out around this piece of plastic. This is not a very thick plastic, as you saw with the drill bit. But yeah, that'll work. We'll get it turned the other direction. Basically, I want it like that so it can be moved left and right. And we're going to loosen the screw up on here just a little bit because it's really stiff. And as you can see how much flux that's putting in the case. I don't want that much flux in the case, so I want to loosen that up, because what it'll do is it'll eventually wallow everything out. But yeah, and then once that's done, I have a big ass antenna. Alright, let me get my soldering iron out so we can fix our little board here. And what I want to do is I want to take this pigtail off. That's what this pigtail went to. You can see the other one there for the other arrow that's gone. So I want to take that off, and this will attach to the bottom of the screw here so that we have contact with our aerial. And then I'm going to desolder that wire here. We'll pull it back through the back of the unit, and then this pigtail, I'm going to solder the pigtail off of here to here through that hole. And then when I put this board back in, then I can actually what I have to do is I have to solder the pigtail on, screw it on to the bottom of the antenna, and then put this board back in and screw it back in. After that, I can go get some of the speakers out for it and do a quick channel scan and see how it works. Now, of course, we can't leave anything on for very long because the copyright mafia will be all over my ass. So, alright, let me go get my soldering iron. Alright, while we're waiting on the iron to get warm, go ahead and pop this back off of here for now. Kind of wish it was a little bit longer of a screw, but I don't have anything longer than that to fit it. Because it could use a longer one. Alright, I got my little rinky-dink 45 watt Radio Shack action out. believe me, I'd love to have something awesome like a Weller or a Hayco or something like that, but I can't afford them. So we may do what we have. Problem is now, once this tip completely fails, and it's already getting pretty bad, we're going to get tips for these. Because Radio Shack's dead. It's got a ways to go. Alright, I'll be back when the iron's hot. Alright, I think we got a good hot iron. Get these wires out of here before I melt some shit I shouldn't melt. As usual, looks like we're gonna have to. Oh, there it goes. Y'all probably aren't gonna see this on camera too well, but alright, there's our old antenna. And we're just gonna pull it out the back of the system. That. It's more than likely this probably has a crack in it somewhere. I mean, I'm sure I could pull the end off here and do a continuity check through the wire, but screw it. This will be a much better option. Alright, now set that aside for a minute. Clean my tip off. Just a shitty old sponge that I use for cleaning my iron tips off. Especially with this shitty Chinese solder. Let's see, I think we want this one right here. Pigtail thing. Melted plastic. Melted it. Always love the smell of melted plastic in the morning. There we go. So that's that. Let that cool for a minute. What I would like to do is take, let's see, what I'd like to do is take this, run it right down in there, and then when I remount this board, see, it'll mount up about there. Keep not showing y'all stuff. I'm trying to get better. But that'll mount there. Let's see. Yeah, and that should give me enough pigtail to reach there. Alright, so back down here. Figure out a way to do this. This is where I wish I had the helping hands dealios. Still didn't get it. This might would have went easier if I used my desoldering iron and just sucked that blob out of there, put the wire in it, then resoldered it. Instead of trying to heat the solder to get it to go back through. Alright, well it's through, but now I gotta solder it. Damn it. Looks good to me. I can get it in the shot. It's right there. Good and clean, no cold joint. Not worried about flux or any of that. This is non-mission critical. Alright, so now that our pigtail's on, clean this iron. Cancer. That's what that is. Give me cancer someday. Alright, I'll let that cool off. Now what'll happen is I have that. Go through that. And then we'll have the washer and the antenna on top. Wish that lead was a little longer. It's going to get squished when I go to put it on there. Yep. But it should still serve its purpose. Up here, try not to touch the iron so we don't melt some sheet. Ow, just like I just did. Do it enough times, it's like, it's a jump reflex, but you get used to it. Let's see if I can figure out a way to get this up in there. Just barely enough to, nope. We're gonna have to find a longer screw. With the fitting on there, oh, there's not enough room to, there's not enough thread left to put the antenna on. Now I can take this washer out and just screw it directly down like that. And I mean, that would get the job done, but it's going to put so much flux on the plastic. Yeah. Let me go see if I can find a bigger screw. Alright, well, unfortunately I couldn't find a longer screw. I'll have to probably go to the hardware store or something and get a longer one. But for the time being, this will work, as long as you just don't yank on the freaking thing too much. Let's see if I can tighten this. I need to study and I ain't got to study. This is an amateur hour right here. Oh, let me find a smaller screwdriver. Alright, I went and got my Parts Express screwdriver out. Anytime you order anything at Parts Express, they suggest screwdriver, which is cool. So that got it. It's not too bad, but what we need to do is loosen this up just a teeny bit. And boy, is it in there snug. Just want to loosen it a little bit so it's not constantly bending the plastic so bad. Try one of my others. There, that's good. You don't want it flopping over. You just want it loose enough where it'll move without bending the shut of this plastic, because eventually it'll crack this plastic. Alright, now all we gotta do is get the tuner board mounted back in here. There's the tuner board, and then there's a ribbon cable that goes from the tuner board over to the amplifier. And that's the amplifier board. These are all cheap, I think called Axion or some crap. They're all cheap capacitors. That's the power transformers. One thing it does, at least it has a decent sized power transformer in it. It claims to be 300 watts at like 4 ohms. So big heat shield in there for the audio ICs with a cooling fan that comes on and off depending on load. And it is buyout. So I mentioned in the previous video that it had 2 wires for each. I should have known what it was when I looked at it the first time, because I deal with it with running sound for PA systems, buying amplification. So you have your high frequency, high mids or mid highs on one, and then you have your low mid on the other. And it actually sounds very good, even though it is a cheap Chinese built turd. Anyways, back to what I was doing. Just trying to get the audio board mounted back in here, or the tuner board mounted. Alright, there's the tuner board. Get our screws to go back in. Come on, line up. That side's lined up. Come on, line up. Such a pain in the ass, mainly because I can't see on there. Alright, tuner board mounted. Now we got to see about reconnecting the IC. Or the, not the IC, but the ribbon cable. Probably should have done this before I mounted the board, huh? Let's see, do a little flashlight because I don't have good lighting in here. antenna connector and our little pigtail that comes down to our tuner. And we reconnected the tuner board. So now I need to go get a speaker and see if it works. So now, as you can see, we have this giant antenna to play with now. Can't play none of this.
Follow his position, and they won't come through until.
Much better reception. We have a channel here, 93.9. It's on the air. Gets a lock. Nothing is ever broadcast on this channel.
Classic Rock 95.9, Panama City's only
Much better. Used to not even hardly be able to pick it up. We did get a new channel. Yeah.
Z-Quiet fits both men and women. Try it risk-free for 30 days for just $9.99.
Channel from a whole town over.
Use the word boy, which you obviously should not say ever to someone that's African American, but in the way he said it in the phraseology,
this is a translator station. It was playing a rock
and so I think
set, like a 15-song set, over and over and over again. So yeah, there you go. So all we did there was just put us a big aerial antenna up. Hopefully it won't destroy the plastic here. What I'll probably do is go get a longer screw so I can add that as a washer just to help even the stress out on the plastic. You ain't gonna be moving it around much anyway. Put it in one place and just leave it there. Alright, so I believe that will conclude this video. I'm about out of battery anyway. Later.